big for both teams, can help them get the win. Two people to really watch out for is Holly Tolliver. She has a really good jump serve, and on the other side is Taylor Lebo. She has a really deadly serve. This is where they're going to get a lot of their scoring runs. Yeah, and they're going to have 3 hitters up front, and so it's going to be very important for Michigan State to really be aggressive at the net and block if they want to control these 3 hitters. I'm really excited to see if Michigan State can handle the speed that they're going to go at. And she started off really hot right now. They've really set her up multiple times. She's getting a lot of good kills. It's really going to help spread out the attack if they can keep sending her. And Garberling's had a really breakout season this year. She had 18 kills and 10 blocks against Minnesota in their upset win, and they're going to really need her to get going if they want to help slow down this Indiana attack, because Indiana's coming out hot right now.
Well, Captain
Taylor Lebo is one of the players we talked about. It's going to be very important when she's serving that IU gets some scoring runs so they can put a lot of pressure on Michigan State. And this is where IU is really good. They're really dangerous when they're at the serving line. They were 17th in ace. They're 17th in aces, averaging 1.74 aces a set. IU had some stuff they need to work on, but you know, I really liked what IU did in the first set. They really were spreading their attacks. They got their middles involved early, which I think caught Michigan State off guard. They started creating a lot of solo blocks with their outside hitters, and it really paid off for them.
Tonight, in order for the Indiana Hoosiers to have success, and speaking of success, the blocking's going to have to be big as well today, Brandon.
Yeah, the blocking's going to have to be very big for Indiana for them to win this game if they want to upset Michigan State. Michigan State has a lot of attackers, so they're really going to spread the attack. And there's your leading server right there in the Big Ten, Brooke Kronda. She's getting them out of system early, and it's going to be very important for Indiana to control her serves. And that backslide is what they just love setting her that. And you can see after the play, she shows a lot of emotion, and her team really rallies from that. And Kendall Bierman continues to impress. She's one of the best freshmen in the Big Ten for hitting, and she's really going to need a big game tonight, too. I really like what IU's doing, spreading out their attack, middle, outside, really creating a lot of solo blocks. Yeah, and you know what? You don't see a 6-2 ran that much in the Big Ten. It's usually like mostly 5-1s because they with that one setter, a lot of hitters surround the court. But you know, it looks like Indiana's having a lot of success with Megan Tallman and Brizak switching off at the setter position, and this could be something that Coach Dunbar looks to continue in the future. Yeah, and Rutgers is starting to pick up some momentum here. They're really moving, keeping active, and it's really causing some trouble now for IU. And that's a good play by Rutgers. Now, with the setter being aggressive, the defense really has to account for her. And one thing that when I talked to Taylor Lebo earlier this week, she said she loves playing Michigan State because they always have so much success against them. But she also played with a lot of these players in clubs, she said, so it just makes it that much sweeter if she can beat them. And you can see now, Rutgers gaining momentum. IU just called a timeout. This is a good timeout, I think. Coach Dunbar really needs to settle her team down. They have some young players out there like Kendall Bierman. Yeah, they really had a lot of injuries last year, and it really derailed their season. They didn't have a very good season. They made the tournament, lost second round to Washington, but having her back, you can see how much of a difference it made. Yeah, I think it's Robert Johnson. He's supposed to be a leader on this team, and he scored only 4 points. Last game went 0 for 5 from 3. I think if they're going to have any success the rest of the season, he's going to need to really step up. My initial takeaways from the game was how UNC crashed the offensive glass. They had 15 offensive rebounds in a game where it was very low scoring. They also defended Gonzaga really well, where they forced 14 turnovers. I think those were 2 key parts of the game that really was the deciding factor for their win. I think the officiating was okay. I mean, there were 44 fouls called. It really disrupted the flow of the game. There were 52 combined free throws between both teams, and a lot of controversial calls, a lot of ticky-tack foul calls. I think that factored into the low-scoring game, and I think they really had a deciding factor on the outcome.
Expected that to happen.
Yeah, no one really expected that in this game, but he came off the bench and provided a spark for them. He scored 6 points, but I really think that they need to find a way and change up their defense so they don't get in foul trouble again. I think if they're going to avoid this Wednesday game, they have to get better play from their guards. Robert Johnson was supposed to be a leader on this team when he scored 4 points, and they need to get more consistent in the guard play with Josh Newkirk scoring consistently and Blackman.